X gonna kick it to you. He gonna kick it to you. X gonna kick it to you. He gonna kick it to you. First we're gonna ride, then we're gonna jump, then we're gonna kick. Don't let it go. X gonna kick it to you. He gonna kick it to you. X gonna kick it to you. He gonna kick it to you. Yo, where's my riders at?
They're in bed,
Hello,
like good
everyone.
little
Welcome to this Rider Time Archive, where we're covering our very first Showa era Rider. That's right, we're doing the third season of Showa Kamen Rider, which centers around the fifth Kamen Rider in the franchise. Steve is still trying to figure that one out. That's right, we're talking about Kamen Rider X episodes 1 through 5. Set up! Gin no kamen ni kuro mafura.
Honestly, ladies and gentlemen, well, first off, thank you everyone for coming back. Did you enjoy your holiday seasons? Did you get your stocking stuffed and also your bellies? Did you get what you wanted for Christmas?
Did you enjoy taking a break from all those Gaiden movies?
I had so many people ask me, did you love Gaim? Of course I loved Gaim. Of course I did. I loved Gaim. I just, my love is so strong, but it doesn't mean I can't find fault with you, Gaim. Again, and even some people said to me, you say you love Tokusatsu, but we hear you rag on it so much. We hear you just rip into it. And I'm like, remember, as I said back with Build, or was it Kiva, that yes, I do. Let us not. But again, when I rag, it's like being with your best friend. It's something you love and you love to rip on it, but you don't ever cross that line. So when I rag on Gaim, when I rag on Kota, on Kaito, on Michi, on Mai, Otoya, Wataru, my wife Rika, go back to Banjo and Kazumi, and remind me of Build. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Let's see, Gentoku?
No, not Gen.
Sento, Banjo, Kazumi?
Sento. Yeah, I was like, I can remember everyone except for Build. I'm like even down with fucking what's her Salwa. I remember Salwa.
You can't even remember Toru, the guy whose face he stole.
I remember everyone except for Build. I was like, wait, it's set.
You even remember Bloodstark and his Lululemon jeans.
Yeah. I was like, see, again, I rip on them, but I love them. Okay, I do. I have so much love for the Japanese actors and actresses and what they do. I love how, know that there's no ill will. We all critique our superheroes, and again, look at Superman. He's flying around with his underwear out. Spider-Man is wearing just freaking.
It's funny. I just recently saw that episode of Powerpuff Girls where the Powerpuff Girls try to join the Association of World Superman, and then after they get rejected by Valhalla, they're like, you wear your underwear on the outside, and Major Thor's like, shh.
Yeah. It's like they're just ragging them again. You can love something, but you can also make fun of it. But it doesn't mean you're hating on it. If I would be like, no, I'm done. I'm walking away from the Rider Time archives. But I don't do that because why? Because when we finally wrapped up Gaim, and we were like, oh my God, we're going to the Showa era. Oh, what grand old times we will have. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the year 1974.
Yeah.
This is literally, at this point in time in Japan, Ultraman was riding high. I think we were at Ultra Leo or the Ultra Brothers. Godzilla.
I think Jacob could enlighten us on that if you were here.
Godzilla was airing at this year. Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, the first movie with King Caesar and that 5-minute song chanting to wake up the fruit dog monster. No joke. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I'm like, can we fast forward? No, we can't. God damn it. Okay. We already had Hedra. We had Megalon and the greatest of all Sentai Tokusatsu Ultraman heroes, the great Jet Jaguar, with his amazing
and
theme
Super
song.
Sentai was still not around yet.
Yeah, Super Sentai was not around yet. We did not
have for another year.
For another year or two, the Go Rangers would not appear. We would not have the Go Rangers. Where is it?
Well, Go Rangers is from 1975, which, by the way, happy 50th anniversary to you guys.
Yes.
With your 49th season.
49th, that you're apparently saying is the 50th version, which is anyone excited for what's this one called? Go
Juger.
Go Juger. What is that about? But it's very
interesting. I've been wondering because it's like I know they have rings as their gimmick toy, but like I have that too, by the way. Yeah. And the original Kamen Rider Omnibus, which I'll say again, watching Shin Kamen Rider in theaters was hilarious because it's based on the manga, not the TV show.
Look, you can literally it's a
It's like Steve, like read the last couple of pages of chapter 4 right there.
Chapter 4.
The last couple of pages of chapter 4.
The 13 Kamen Riders, 341.
Mm-hmm, yeah. So it's like as soon as like he defeats Spider-Man, I'm like, oh snap! This isn't based on the show. This is based on the manga
part of the chapter, right?
The last part of the chapter, yes.
Okay, where the fuck does that start? Hang on. Chapter 4 starts on 451. 100
so skip to chapter 5 so you could just like scroll back so there will be like less scrolling for you.
Okay. The last 4 pages, you said.
The last 4-ish pages, yeah.
Okay, we're on 451 here, chapter beginning of part 5. 1, 2, 3. Technically 4. Okay.
Yeah. Look through it.
There's a lot of death.
Mm-hmm.
There's like hell of a lot of death. And it's Hongo.
Yep.
Takashi Hongo.
Yep.
Was literally dissected.
Yep.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get this in Build, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
This is only Showa. Back then, you could get away with murder, and it would be good for ratings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even 1981, when they had Sun Vulcan, literally every episode involved child kidnapping.
Yeah. Literally every episode. Even the movie. Child kidnapping. Are we technically saying that Takashi Hongo is dead?
Yes.
Like,
well,
literally.
technically his brain is attached to a computer, but yes.
Yeah. Literally goes to the show.
Yeah.
Literally goes to the show.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And then Nego takes over the mantle as Kamen Rider. And so
was Shin Kamen Rider, and technically
so like about 15 to 20 minutes into the movie Shin Kamen Rider, I'm like, oh no, this is based on the manga. Everyone in the theater is gonna be really upset. And then like towards the end, it's like when Takashi dies in the movie, everyone's just like dumbfounded. It's like, what? Takashi died? I'm like, Yep.
Well, I'm the
one dude who's not surprised. Even Jordan Fide was there, and like he was like, "Wait, what's going on?" I mean,
give a shout out to the Coachella Valley where I live. Okay, like I've always said, Tokusatsu is very niche. Okay, not a lot of people. When I went to go see Kamen Rider, I was by myself. There was nobody in the theater, and I'm like, "Cool, I get to watch this by myself." And I even watched it with a cherry Coke and a large popcorn. And I'm just there munching away. And I was like, wait a minute. What do you mean that Takashi Hongo is dead? What do you mean that Nego took over? Wait, what? And then finally I was like, I read this thick boy, and just like you said, I was like, all right, cool.
Based on the manga.
Cool.
It's based on the manga.
Yeah, based on the manga.
Yeah, first 4 chapters right there.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I
they
said
took some
myself,
creative liberties, but based on the manga, even the whole 13 writers thing.
Yeah. No, so I was like, well, that's interesting and that's great. If you're a Kamen Rider purist and you prefer the TV show, all right. But remember, like I said, it's 74. This was at the time that you could get away with almost anything, and it's children's entertainment. As we are going
even in the first episode of Go Ranger, like everyone except for 5 people got gunned down in a hail of gunfire,
as we do in this first episode. But no, again, it's so refreshing to come back to the older, simpler times, even though this was the Wild West for Tokusatsu. Like, we didn't really have rules or, that's kind of the thing that a lot of people have stated with watching older shows. Like, people talk about Japanese Spider-Man, I've noticed. And they're like, well, besides the batshit crazy origin story that they give to Ryoma, not Peter Parker, but it's like this whole like thing and what. But it's like, wait a minute, he just cut that guy's head off. Yeah.
Well, he is the ambassador of hell. What do you expect?
Wait, what do you mean the ambassador of hell? Like Spider-Man? Like, dude, do you not read? Of course, like. That Spider-Man is literally one of the demon lords. But again, you watch Ultraman, Ultra 7, Ultra Leo, the original Ultra Q. It's like they were doing shit that I'm like, wait, this is for children? Yes. We were not afraid of this stuff back then.
It's kind of, Japanese censorship is kind of interesting compared to American censorship because they're more okay with violence than we are, but they are less okay with on-screen PSA than we are.
Well, think about it. I mean, America didn't start getting more like okay with these situations with children until like the 80s. I mean, think about it. You had toys from the Terminator, the Alien series, Rambo. Like
Jurassic Park.
What kid is watching this stuff? Like, I want a toy of that. Where it's like you watch the Japanese and it's a rubber suited monster or whatever, or it's like like Halloween decorations because it's like, I don't think if there is such an acid that like gets on your face and then just completely strips you down to the bone, like in less than like a second, I'm like, whoa. But
plus, you gotta appreciate the frame cuts in certain scenes where it's like
we can't have that. We can't have that in our television. But when you see the alien looking at Sigourney Weaver changing and kind of getting a little excited and all that stuff, it's like, but that's good for the children. That's fine.
Oh, so that's what JoJo was referencing with the orangutan.
Yeah.
See, you wouldn't be able to tell because it's a giant monkey.
Well, I mean, you'll find references anywhere, and of course, it's like, it's not crazy, but yes, this was back at the time that it was the Wild West of Tokusatsu. You had a lot of big hair, not just the women.
Everyone had a bob.
It was the time of disco. It was the time of just radical ideas and flower power and make love, not war. But if you're a Kamen Rider, you can do nothing.
All you know is war.
All you know is war. And apparently, you're not afraid to call your evil organization after a deity.
Especially the deity, the government of darkness. No, like for real, like even like when we were doing the whole 50th anniversary files, Ryan insisted like to use the full name of the organization because you
didn't want to piss off
his own community.
I think our viewers are smart enough use the anagram, I guess. I mean, not to make anyone angry. We don't want that. I mean, should we say the word or should we just go with the government of darkness?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And if you want to send us a mail, go ahead. So
yeah, I mean, even on the theme song, it's like "Stop Godo Waruda Kumi Fichio Sakibi wa Nami no to Hitai ni Raidoru Ikinuite X Rider Kyomoku Kamen Rider X X
I was like, man, they're really hitting the nail on the head with this one. But you know what? It's the 70s. We were as sensitive back then.
Yeah. The first batch of villains are based off of Greek mythology with oddly Roman names for said mythological creatures.
Yeah.
Like Hercules and Ulysses.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But yes, let us get down to it. We still keep the chain going for our Kamen Riders that have appeared in past seasons we have done. Because regardless, I know that people would argue.
Because in the Gaim movie, we did have X.
We did have X prominently there. I mean, obviously, Takashi Hongo and everyone else was there. But X was prevalent because, well, he was with our boy Five, who was also a series that we did.
Yeah.
So the chain link is still strong.
Yeah. If we could drive, though, like, it would have also worked because like when we were doing Fives and we had and we were doing Paradise Regained, like we had to skip some Fives related stuff to cut to the point, but also because it's like those things were more prevalently Gaim related or Drive related. So if we did Drive, it's like most of the stuff that we skipped over would have been like right there. So it's like, oh, nice. We're like by doing Drive, we're finishing off both Gaim and Fives at the same time.
But we went on a side quest to go be with X, and X again. The show is literally 50 years old now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
50 years old, 50.
Yeah,
and
like it's a good thing we're like we have paywall for Decade because one major villain from X will come back in Decade, but a very different villain is going to show up in O. So who knows?
Yeah. So we have Kamen Rider X, and he is portrayed by the actor Ryo Hayama. The man, as of right now, is 75 years old. When he was in Gaim, he was around 60-ish, and still going around making appearances. As the character who he portrays is Jin Kisuke Jin.
Mm-hmm. Yep, easy to remember because same given name as Kisuke Urahara.
Yeah,
this guy's favorite character.
So let us start with the tale of Jin Kisuke, of Mr. Hayama as Kamen Rider X.
All right, so we start. So what's really interesting is that unlike a lot of the Heisei seasons, the show era is a lot more episodic, like Ultraman. So don't expect a lot of detail when it comes to episodes 3 through 5. I think most of our screen time will be about episodes 1 and 2. But yeah, Gene. So some random dude shows up like at a beach and talks to a totem. It's like, oh yeah, like you totally are now Neptune, god of the sea. Oh really? That's really? So random and nice. So that he turns into the first kaijin we ever see. And I have to say, I like the design of this kaijin.
He looked a lot like, you know what it reminded me of? And again, I've said it multiple times, and I'll say it again, but I don't know why. I don't like Beetleborgs, the Americanized version. I don't like Beetleborgs. I don't like Saban's Beetleborgs. I think it's a bastardized version of B-Fighter Kabuto and B-Fighter. But Neptune looked like one of the bad guys from season 2. from what was
From the crustaceans, yeah.
yeah. He kind of looked like him, like a precursor to it, right?
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. The blue dude, the shrimp dude.
Yeah. Kind of looked like that. I was like, why does he look? And I was just like, oh yeah. And let us not.
Ironically, he's also the one villain I can't remember the name of because you got Nucus, you got Horribell, but I forgot the name of the blue dude.
I don't know. Again, if you want to hear my rant on Beetleborgs, I think I said a little bit in the Blazar ending, but if you want me to, I could talk about it for like 15 minutes on a short. I don't know.
You know, it's fun. But my first episode of Beetleborgs was actually the 4th one, where like the monster of the day was just some kind of werebear. I'm like, cool. We got color coded insect people fighting a bear.
Don't get me started.
But I'll say, but you know, the irony for me is like rewatching Beetleborgs just before they were taken off of Netflix is honestly the Hillhurst monsters were probably the best part of the show. High key. Like the random hijinks that they did was more engaging than the actual tokusatsu.
I mean, for a Christmas present, I got both.
Yeah.
I got them both all.
That's pretty cool.
I get to watch the original, so that's cool for not Beetleborg. So fuck you guys. But yeah, this fish looking thing with a trident, and of course he has his foot soldiers, which I don't know who creates the foot soldiers. I mean, or who
someone from Cal Arts apparently.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I said. I was like, oh my God, it's the most hideous, most vile, satanic creatures known to man. Rejected Cal Arts students. And why do I say that? They're wearing berets. The Fiends.
Fiends. Yeah.
Oh my God. But it's like, yeah, apparently this fish monster kills somebody. No, literally kills them. Yeah. And then we cut to our main right.
Yeah, comes out of a boat with a cast on his hand because he's accidentally smuggling some jewelry from God knows where. That's right. I just referenced a Soviet film from around the same time, 1973. But yeah, it's but yeah, and out of nowhere, like a bunch of dudes and sits and like, Kisuke Jin, they're coming with us. What I do? We have word that you're smuggling some jewelry into this country. You want to know anything about that? No. I just fell over a watermelon, and I said, "God damn it!" And then two locals like knocked me out and whatnot. Like, what are you talking about? It's like relax.
Yeah,
I want you to help us, and by us, I mean the government of darkness.
Yeah, Goddo. The government of darkness. I'm like, yeah, well, if we started using anagrams in a lot, we had Shocker, then there was Neo Shocker. You know what? What else could
Neo
be?
Shocker's from Skyrider. We got Shocker, Gel Shocker, Destron, which, by the way, is Megatron's name when he becomes Galvatron in the Japanese version.
Really?
Yeah, Galvatron Galvatron in the Japanese dub of Transformers. His name is Destron. So when I first watched Kamen Rider V3 and found out that they're fighting Destron, I'm like, wait, is Kamen Rider related to Transformers?
You're talking about, maybe Destron was too much to be closer to Destro from G.I. Joe, because I'm like, Megatron doesn't sound so evil. Destron does, but we already had a Destro. I don't know.
Yeah,
but yeah,
and it's funny because VR Trooper's original name was supposed to be Cybertron.
But seriously, who the hell said to do that? I'm like, do you not know Hasbro's gonna send a lawsuit the size of Cybertron to you guys?
Yeah, and then in Go Busters, they are using a what's called a substance to give unlimited power to their city called, say it with me, guys, Enertron, which sounds very similar to Energon.
And they're also fighting monsters called Megazords and fighting a floating head in cyberspace
named Messiah.
Not a reference to some American properties, which a lot of people said, hey, look, they're ripping off Power Rangers. And I'm just like, Don't
You
tell him.
Japanese Sentai are a ripoff of us American Power Rangers.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him. Don't say it. Don't say it. Like, no. Well, shouldn't you say it? I'm not going to say it. You want to think it's an American property? By all means.
Yeah.
But yes, Kisuke gets assaulted, but is saved.
Yes, by his girlfriend
His girlfriend.
Ryoko, who's like, hey, what are you doing here? I'm back because I want to get a boat and start sailing. Yeah, well, you should be here helping your dad. You know, I've been working with him in his lab for 5 months while you're gone. And I can't help but think to myself, wait a minute. So my girlfriend and my dad are in a cave together for 5 months while I'm out of town.
Nothing wrong.
Nothing suspicious there.
Nothing suspicious there. But yes. Yeah, so Ryoko is, well, I can't really say it in this tense, but that is Nikao Miyama, who plays her, and also will play another character in this show.
That we will see in a bit.
Yeah, but just for you guys to know, after this show wrapped up, after X was over, Naoko and Ryo actually got married. The writer
in real life, yeah.
In real life, the writer married the main girl, and they have been married since 1975 and still going. Congratulations to you, sir. 75,
50 years.
50 years. And still going. How do you do it? How do you
Let us know your secrets. Let us know your secrets. Just like God wanting the secrets of the perfecter, so too do I want to know the secrets of your marriage.
Yeah, so apparently Kisuke and his father kind of have what most would say is a toxic masculine relationship. But again, guys, this is back in the—
You're back. Now where are the smokes I asked you to buy me?
This is the 70s, guys. Here's the thing, and even I kind of grew up with this. I don't know about Mike, but you know, it's kind of like Red Foreman. Okay, he may rag on Eric, but he cares about Eric. All right, he never told him to get out or whatever. Told him to go be a man, and that's why, you know, their relationship kind of seems very strange and weird to most modern audiences, especially with you know, it's the 70s. You know, them throwing each other and fighting each other and doing judo and, like, you know, I wanted you to stay here and work in the family business, but you decided to go to Osaka or Okayama and blah blah blah, and it's like good to see you too, Dad. Like, you know, it's really like kind of like, I know that your dad is a hard ass, but he really does care about you. He's actually really happy to see you, Jin. It's like, I don't think so. No,
he gives you a vest that's bulletproof.
Yeah. Although it's like, well, like, of course, it's kind of like, wait, why are you giving him this red vest that he's like, it's like a woman's vest. Shut up and wear it. And it's just like, well, I mean, it's gonna work out.
And then not too long after, the dad summons him to the cave. So he's like, "Oh, son, you're here. Good. Let's play some catch. Catch this bullet."
Yeah. Fatherly bonding with a child and their father.
Yeah, nothing says father-son bonding like getting gunned down by your own dad.
You know,
it's a bulletproof vest, son. You were all right the whole time.
But again, that whole little thing kind of made that he took it off, because later on we see him, he's not wearing it.
Yeah, and then a mysterious assailant beats up his dad and then uses some kind of acid on the vest to make it disintegrate. So it's bulletproof, but not acid-proof. Curse you, foresight.
Hey, look,
or
man,
lack thereof.
Look. When you're playing RPGs, you got to change the armor on the enemies you're fighting. Okay, if you got something with piercing damage, you got to wear the heavy armor. But the heavy armor doesn't protect you from acid or any type of. You got to switch it up, because again, what do you think this is? An all-purpose shield?
You know, in Richie Rich, you had a spray-on version of that. Just like spray it on tuxedo, and then like and then makes the tuxedo bulletproof, acid-proof, fireproof, which is perfectly timed considering that like freaking John Larroquette just shot Macaulay Culkin a bunch of times, and he's like, cool.
But again, you know, it's all for naught, because apparently we find out that God is wanting, well, Ryoko pretty much tells Jin that everyone in town thinks that his dad is a mad scientist, which, again, you're in a cave doing God
Just saying. Just saying.
Just saying. But again, don't think it's actually
messing
true.
around with a box of scraps.
Yeah. Not saying you're not pissing in God's eye, but you are. But you wind up, but again, you know, he may be a crazed scientist, but he's not evil. He knows what God is. He knows what God will do if they get his technology. So he doesn't want that. And he doesn't want his son to get involved. Neither does Ryoko. But it's kind of crazy that Ryoko kind of willingly did this, not because she was forced into it, which is kind of suspicious in and of its own right. Why would she help him?
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out in a bit. Yeah. And so they go out to dinner, only for Ryoko to get pulled away for a minute, and then God to call out to Jin Kisuke, telling him that, you know,
Kisuke, king of the Englands.
Yeah,
you must find the perfector.
You must give it to us and have your father join us, or you will die. Well, I don't see anything wrong with that, and apparently it's from some Dharma doll or something that just disappears. But because of this, well, we wind up at night alone with a bunch of henchmen, and Kisuke gets gunned down, but also his father does too, but not as much, because Kisuke should have been wearing that bulletproof vest he gave him.
But it was like destroyed with acid by a mysterious assailant who reveals to be none other than Ryoko. Why? And then Cupid Satch is like, "This is your fault, Kisuke. It's your fault that you are the son of your father. So now you'll pay for your father's sins." And then of course, he has to go. So he has to go find his dad.
Very clever. Now who has my father? Uh-oh. Someone has some daddy issues. Nothing could be my father from the truth. Who? You said my father. No, I didn't. How? Did not. Shabba! For me, this is a dad issue. Dad issue! Dad! Deadbeat dad! Oh. Daddy didn't love me!
Which will be proven because he gets gunned down too.
Yeah.
It's like, turn around, you idiot. And he's like,
yeah. But not as bad as Kisuke did, because holy crap. And again, this is like RoboCop level of origin stories. If you have seen the 80s RoboCop.
Hell yeah.
You know, for those of you who haven't, go watch it and you'll get what I mean. But yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens. And Ryoko, you thought Sawa, you thought Yoko, you know, even Mio were backstabbing bitches at one point. Oh no, there is a new Queen Bee, and her name is Ryoko.
Mm-hmm.
This is evil.
Mm-hmm.
And so you think, oh, there's no show. Our main rider just got killed. Well, so did Takashi Hongo. But here's the thing, though. His dad got shot right here in the chest, right here in the buckies. And he was still able to carry his dead son, who has been made into Swiss cheese, throw him on his desk, literally rip him open, and start mad sciencing him to life.
Basically, he built a rider in a cave with a box of scrap.
He literally Tony Starked it. Let's see, what do I got? We got a rotary phone.
We got a clock.
We got a Glock. What else we got?
Let's see. Oh, there's a microwave.
There's a microwave. Wait. That old TV set. Bring it over here. No, not the TV. Open it up. Get all that stuff
no. Look, get the Betamax. No, not the VCR. The Betamax. What are you primitive? And let's add like a toothbrush dispenser on this pinky and wait, hold on. We need to put something on that toothbrush. Okay, let's get a toothpaste can right here.
I believe that like where Shocker created a fully mechanical being with high technology from the 70s or 60s, apparently that stuff can just be found in a cave in 74. Mm-hmm. Because again, we wake up and Kisuke Jin is alive, but on a boat heading toward an island, and his dad left the recording on a voice recorder. And you probably think, oh, you mean like one of those little small? No. It's literally the size of a damn crate. Mm-hmm. Remember, back in the day, we didn't have your MP3s or your CDs or your tapes. No. Well, we did have tapes, but they're about the size of my head. They can only record for 5 seconds. But you needed this gigantic box to play it.
So, turns out, inside the cave was a whole command center, like Power Rangers style command center, and which ends up submerging underwater, only about a fathom. Let's be honest. It's called the Gene Station, and much like Alfred from Batman and Robin 1997, he copies his neurological algorithms into the computer. So basically,
have you checked out the setup for this computer? It's got a whopping 20 bits. I bet you it could play the Oregon Trail on floppy disk and not crash. Don't do that. But god damn, this is like the most high-tech base you've ever seen. I say that, but I legitimately mean it. By 70 standards, this is like, this is just like, oh my god! It's like you walked into one of those rooms that have like the hologram ceilings and everything like that. You're just like, oh my god! You got a big supercomputer in here. Our cell phones now totally make that all obsolete. Hell, a freaking watch make it obsolete. But again,
it's like what kind of ungovernment of darkness monstrosity is this?
And his dad kind of, gives him the audio recording, but then launches his human meatbag body outside just to blow it up. Yeah. He literally went
Daddy wasn't there. He
literally went the whole launching Spock into space, but instead of just letting him go, you kind of just blew him up.
Yeah.
Leaves no evidence.
Yeah, but, and the computer version of his dad, it's like, remember, Gene, you are not alone. If you need guidance or just to talk about your feelings, I will always be here to listen to you. Put a pin on that.
Put a pin on that one. But yeah, so he shows him all this stuff and even shows him a bike that Pee Wee Herman would be jealous about. Oh, that's a cool bike you got there.
And you got a new belt.
Like seriously. I mean, I know it's the 70s and we already had Ichigo and V3 with their motorcycles, but I have never seen something like this before. You got turbines and propellers on this motorcycle, literally like spinning. It could fly, it could go underwater like a submarine.
Yep. It can do a somersault.
It could do so many things, and I'm like, "Damn, Pee Wee Herman, you went after that thing. You should have gone for this." But regardless, we finally. Yeah,
it's like when Fry got the Scooty Puff Jr. instead of the Scooty Puff Senior. When he tried to infiltrate that brain hub.
Yeah. He definitely. Pee Wee's bike is the Scooty Puff Jr. This is the Scooty Puff Senior right here. But now cue the going back on the beach, and here comes our Caltech rejects along with Neptune, and we finally get the transformation of X.
And he takes like these two little bits out, and like one of them it becomes like half his helmet, the other half his helmet, and then the mouthpiece called the Perfector.
I'm like, yeah, you know what? This Kamen Rider some assembly is required. But
Yeah, and put a
we
pin on that mouthpiece.
yeah, apparently it's a very better component. But yeah, so the fight happens, and of course Neptune dies. But again, typically you in this era, especially, well, it was more prevalent in Sentai, but that won't happen for another year or two. There's usually like a blow up or something that happens. Yeah. No, the monster he gets a rider kick and he just falls down and just disappears or fades out or something.
Or turns into a foam and then the foam explodes.
Yeah, exploding foam. But remember, of course, when you get hurt as the Kamen Rider, this is supposed to be armor, some type of no. The trident actually pierces through the armor, and you actually see Gene bleeding from his leg, and even untransformed, he's still bleeding from his leg. Like, there's no protection on this suit. You get hit. But only for him to be like, oh, God, but someone shows up with a Band-Aid and gives it to him.
He looks up, it's like, Ryoko? Ryoko? No, my name's Kiriko.
Yeah.
What?
Apparently, Ryoko has a twin. And that is the end of the episode, because now we start our journey of Kamen Rider X. And this has closing credits and a theme song.
Yep, the Showa era.
We don't get that anymore.
Yeah, like for a hot minute, Kuga would be the last season to have a closing theme song until Hibiki shows up, and it also has a closing credits. And then we again won't have any more closing credits till Saber.
I guess they just got to do it just for like the sake of it, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, you know what? When you got a long running series, it's like, yeah, let's get a banger of an opening, and that's it. One Piece has been doing that for quite a long time too, because I'm like, yeah, it's costing too much to make all these songs, and also, well, we got to have insert songs too,
Yeah, but usually the insert songs are what we use as the outros. In most cases, especially the Showa era. Like for example, in Agito, Believe Yourself would be the outro.
Right.
Or in Blade, it would be what was it called? Awakening?
I don't remember. I'm
trying to remember the name. Katsei. There we go.
All I know is that we had closing credits and the preview that came afterwards. So
yeah.
So continue on.
We don't even have like a proper like epilogue at the end of the episode in most cases. It's like now that he's defeated this monster, he rides off. Who knows what further perils are going to show up? Nope. He defeats the monster. Cut the credits.
Yep. Now we go into the second episode.
All right, second episode. So let's get right to it, because honestly, the most important part of this episode is like literally a 5-minute segment in the middle of the episode. So like a kid's like playing on the flute, and like the villagers are starting to fight each other, like they're in the duel station in Tokyuger, and like everyone in town is suspicious that like, oh, someone playing the flute is causing us to fight each other. Are you sure it's not you just reading each other Twitter's comments?
Yeah. No, this isn't modern day. No. You see, apparently the people, they're fighting, and not fighting like, pulling each other's hair, punching. No, they have weapons. They have saws. They have pickaxes. A pickaxe? Really?
Pickaxe.
A butcher knife and all that stuff.
Keep in mind, Trotsky was killed by an ice pick.
Yeah. And they're just all these, they were chasing Ryoko. They're chasing Ryoko for some reason. But apparently, Keiko shows up and says, you are the Kamen Rider. You should be protecting the people. You should stop them because you are their protector. Why are you chasing after booty that don't love you? Very true.
Better question. True. Why does the booty look very much like you? I'll explain later.
We'll explain later. Fade to white. No joke, it really does. And then we find out that the people have been hypnotized, and they keep repeating it over and over again until finally they see some random little boy on top of a slide playing the flute. Now, again, this is before tablets and watches and all that stuff, so seeing that is kind of normal to me because again, children would actually do that kind of stuff. Not now, but they start blaming.
And it was his dad's flute too.
It was his dad's flute. Again, daddy issues.
Daddy issues.
But proper daddy issues.
Yeah.
Because his dad actually died, but he feels guilty because they argued before he died. I wonder who has those type of issues. But anyway, yeah, so apparently we got the whole Pied Piper of Hamlet thing going on because anytime they hear some type of flute playing,
they assume it's the one.
Yeah, they assume it's this little boy who's hypnotizing them to kill each other. But you got to ask yourself, why the hell would this little kid want to do that? What reasoning would he have? Yeah. It's not him. Let us blame the innocent child with our swords and pickaxes and knives, but not notice the devilish figure on top of.
Yep.
Literally. We blame the innocent child practicing the flute, but not noticing the devilish monster on top of the ceiling, on top of the roof.
Panic.
Which is this this kaijin, kaijin is named Panic, who looks like a demon. Although I don't think it is a demon. Let me challenge my inner Dana Carvey. Let me do the church lady. Could it be Satan?
Yeah. And what's crazy is that the government of darkness is using what's it called? Unlike Neptune, who would communicate to his superiors through like a tiki idol, this dude is communicating to his leader through a chicken.
Literally what you eat your nuggies. A literal chicken. Not a cat, not a dog, not a guinea pig. Hell, not even a possessed Raggedy Ann doll. It's a chicken. Well, that just screams evil. I don't know what you're all talking about. What is like evil organizations use cats or goats or some like apex predator? No, they use chickens. That's why we must make them our slaves and eat their brood and make.
Yeah, remember every chicken you eat at KFC is one last villainous agent working for the government of darkness.
Buy your dinosaur nuggies in bulk, people. You are doing God's work. But yeah.
Well, no, you're going against God's work.
Yeah. But yeah, he uses a chicken, literal chicken, is talking to him. I'm like, you thought what was the killer who claimed the dog was telling him to do it? I forget his name.
No.
But you know who I'm talking about. You thought it was the dog. No, man, it was that white clock in the back. You framed the dog because the dog is Sam. You literally are evil. But yeah, we find out that this little boy plays the flute in the remembrance of his father because his father passed away recently. Mm-hmm. He plays to keep his father alive and kind of feels guilty because, well, as he said, we argued a lot. I always disobeyed him, but I loved my dad. I really did. I really loved my dad, and I miss him. And I'm like, we know, man. We know.
Yeah. You know? Incidentally, Kisuke is not affected by the evil pan flute because he's a cyborg.
Yeah. He can't.
And then when he tries to defend the poor innocent child by stopping a pickaxe from going against his hand, it's like, wait, that pickaxe was destroyed by your hand. You're not a human.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You're a cyborg. Cyborgs don't have dads. You lied to me.
Yeah. He saved your life. Does it matter that he's a cyborg? I'm like, okay, but yeah,
you don't understand though. You don't understand, Steve. He lied to the little boy.
So do adults, but he still keeps listening. Only to go back to Gene goes back to the base to go talk to his dad because he kind of feels guilty about lying to the kid while the computer is telling him to shut up.
He feels. So it's like. Remember how in the previous episode, like he said, son, if you feel worried about anything, you're always welcome to talk to me about anything.
Mm-hmm. No.
It's like,
No.
how
No.
dare you talk to me about your emotions? You get upset because you made a child cry. That's it. I'm going to buy a pack of cigarettes. Wait, but you're a computer. How can you buy cigarettes? I don't know. Self-destruct.
Do not
initiate.
question computer. But yeah, no, it's you know, it really is quite interesting. But it's like he finally is like, I have to go and protect the kid. Why did you come back here in the first place?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like it's like why did the base even exist if it's just gonna destroy itself in the next episode?
It's very true. It's very true.
Yeah, it's like very first instance, he does the very thing the base was built for. You know what? It was a mistake to build myself for you to vent about your feelings.
Yeah.
I am going to buy a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah. Again, no one said the 70s made sense, people.
I feel sorry for the child. Your father would rather be dead than take care of you. Damn, that is tragic. What a complete jackass.
Yeah, no joke. No joke. Even though we get kind of this lovely montage of young Gene and his father, but it's a montage of his father slamming a 10-year-old boy down on the floor like he did previously.
Uh-huh.
That's how Daddy said he loved me. I never got hugged.
You do a stone cold stunner on me, and then finish off with a coffin drop.
Yeah, but yeah, again, but we forgot to mention that there's someone in the group of random apartment dwellers that is sticking up for the kid, but is actually the guy who's in charge of this whole bullshit to begin with. How do we know this? He has the chicken.
He has the chicken.
He has the chicken.
It's like, wait, this kid's flute isn't doing anything. So clearly, this kid's not causing anything. But he clearly plays the flute while the thing is happening. So it has to be him. Without even playing the pan flute, they're still gonna lynch him. Which I guess.
He just lets him. He just kind of lets him, and I'm just like, wait a minute, what? Like, oh yeah, no, and then he's panicked.
Yeah.
He's panicked. 100%.
I don't know why he even pulls that pan flute out of his jacket to begin with. Like they would have just killed the kid without it.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, also, well, for people who are not aware, or maybe you do, the sound a flute makes is different than a pan flute.
Mm-hmm.
That's like comparing a flute to an ocarina or to a clarinet. He's playing it. That sounds like a clarinet, man. Or he's blowing a French horn. Yeah. You're hearing a French horn. Why are you attacking the kid playing a typical woodwind flute? But yeah, people notice, and he becomes panic only for the Kamen Rider to show up and to kick his ass.
And he promptly does. He kicks his ass relatively quickly.
Very well. Not quickly, but he does save the kid because the fishermen actually threw net on the kid, and they trampled over his flute.
Yeah, they went full Shinzo Sagyo on that flute.
They were literally ready to give this kid an awful waffle. They were pinning him down. They were ready just to tie the horse.
They were ready to do to him what those human supremacists did to Shinsuke in Black Sun.
Yep. But the Kamen Rider, good old Gene Boy, came and saved the day and finished it off with one hell of a rider kick.
My daddy wasn't there for me, but I will be there for this boy.
And he gives him a rider kick that multicolors the demon and makes him fade away.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. And as a consolation prize, it's like, there is one good thing about being a cyborg.
Mm.
There you go. Ooh. Oh, the horror things I missed. The Black Plague, the Spanish Inquisition, the Brady Bunch reunion. But here you go, kiddo. Have fun.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
If Inspector Gadget can make it happen, so can the Kamen Rider.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Next episode.
All right. Okay, so the next 2 episodes are relatively easy because not a lot really happens here. It's just
It's a lot
Government
of
of Darkness tries to go after someone that they either want to recruit or assassinate, and Kamen Rider gets in the way, and there is some element of kidnapping a little girl in the process. So
See,
so
like I said, the 70s were not. I mean, I loved how they want to say that Ultraman and Kamen Rider were children's shows. They were not afraid to put children in their shows, and they sure as hell were not afraid to endanger said children in their shows
within the plot.
You know, like, well, we have this little girl with this little boy. What are they going to do? Well, thank God they're not Kennys, if you get that reference, because they're just they don't know what's going on, and thank God they don't know what's going on. But ultimately, it's like, well, the kid's not annoying, but I don't want them to die. Now, if the kid was a know-it-all, like the kids in a Gamera or in a Godzilla movie, that knew everything about what was going on, like, oh yeah, by all means, get rid of them. Get rid of them. I don't want them. They're annoying as hell.
Yeah,
but these kids, you feel for them.
Yeah. So an Interpol agent finds finds a person who may be working for the Government of Darkness, who reveals himself to be Hercules because he's got the whole lion mane thing and a giant club. And a little girl witnesses it happening. So naturally, X tries to stop him, and then turns out the daughter.
Did not the agent or that what was that the actor who did V3? No, kind of looked like him.
I don't
kind of look like him.
That would make things really weird in a later episode if it was. But yeah,
like not really. But yeah, he dies. He gets his skull cracked in with the club.
Yeah, and gets barraged by spiders as well for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't know what spiders have anything to do with Hercules, but spiders were involved.
It was probably maybe one of the trials. I don't know. I've not read the Legend of Hercules in quite a long time.
I get the whole lion thing because that actually was one of the trials.
Yeah,
like if there was like a Nemean war, I would get that too. Cerberus is going to be another monster in a later episode, but it's whatever. But anywho, so then we got But yeah, so it turns out the little girl who witnessed everything is actually the daughter of a guy who runs an oil business, and basically he's really important for the Japanese economy because the Government of Darkness wants to just cripple the Japanese economy. That means the dude better sign off some rights to his oil business, and if he doesn't, the little girl gets crushed by a car compactor.
I mean, what is with these evil organizations and crippling Japan? What did they have foresight into the future, like they did in the 90s Godzilla versus King Ghidorah movie, where Japan becomes a super ultra power that must be brought down because they just make all other nations look like crap? Spoiler alert.
To be fair, Kamen Rider Black was a critique of the Japanese economic bubble that was really close to bursting.
They got those amazing toilets.
Yeah. So naturally, X Rider shows up, defeats the monster a couple of times, and yes, at various points, we see both Ryoko and Kiriko. Which one's which? We don't know. Who is Kiriko? We still don't know. And why is Ryoko always on the run? We don't know. Well, Gene doesn't know. I mean, we pretty much figured it out.
Well, we figured it out because, again, it's like you killed Gene's dad. So maybe you're on the run from him, but again, there's something more there with her because again, why you know something, but even so, it's like you're not talking even to God at all. You're not saying your prayers that night and talking to him. You kind of keep things quiet. Which
exit light, enter night.
Yeah. Which again, this show, I even said I was like, wow. So we kidnapped the little girl and her mother. Hercules does with the rejected students from Cal Arts, and they put them in a car press. One of those things in the junkyard that turns your car.
Yeah, the car compactor. Yeah,
car compactor. And no joke, They come damn close to becoming canned family. I'm not saying that the actors or actresses were inside the car, but it's like, bro, you hear them crying out. You hear them, like, you hear the car crunch, and it's like, the father's like, all right, I'll do it. He didn't care. Hercules was still going to do it, but then here comes the Kamen Rider to save the day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you were about to kill a child and her mother. God damn, Japan. Chill out. Chill. You couldn't get away with this in Build or Kiva. You couldn't get away with this crap. We got some hair on our chest. Like, no, we can kill kids. We can do that. I mean, it's no big deal. I mean, this is the series, ladies and gentlemen, that a certain character of history will appear, and they have no shame in doing it.
Yeah, a certain kind of dramatic dictator shows up for one episode.
A certain fellow who, you would think
who isn't quite mellow.
You would think, I'm like, hey, why are they doing that? Because again, just like the rest of the world, a lot of people were not really on his side. You could say the nations were on his side, but the people weren't. Put it in today's logic. You could say that, Russia, America are for this, when in all honesty, no.
No, they just didn't like the bastard.
They just don't. And that's why he's here, and that's why it is going. When we get there, you'll know who it is. But again, if you know about Kamen Rider X.
Yeah. I'm not gonna vouch for how many people did watch Kamen Rider X, but I'm pretty sure most people that did skipped straight to that episode. Just because they were so dumbfounded that this character even existed.
Really?
And let's be honest, this dude had one of the top 3 spots in TG Omega's top 10 Kamen Rider WTF moments.
Yeah, and we have seen some WTF moments, but this one takes the cake.
Mind you, the Spider Fan guy was only number 6 on that list.
Look, being a creep is one thing, and I would have been like, if the Spider Fan guy had like cocooned bodies like a spider normally does in its web, but spiders are very clean and hygienic. They clean up after they're done eating. But if I would imagine this is the guy that would have like random like bodies strung up, then I feel like, yeah, that's a lot more worse. Being a creep is one thing, but being a homicidal creep is another. But yeah, no. When we get there, we'll get there, but stay tuned because we have the commentary on that. But now we go into, what is this, number 4? Episode 4?
Yep, number 4. Yep, basically second verse, same as the first. We have a Medusa monster this time, going after a teenage girl. Why is he going after a teenage girl? Because she's the daughter of a scientist that they want to recruit. Just like Kisuke's dad.
It's pretty much bring your daughter to work day in these episodes of Kamen Rider, because it's just like a daughter. Yeah. But also, I think the Medusa character sounded familiar. Is that Sasuke Michiko? I think it is. Sure. I think it might be. It did sound kind of like the evil witch Bandora in a way. Just with how it was, I could be wrong, but again, this was at the time that Michiko was actually kind of making her rounds and making her kind of thing in the tokusatsu genre, even though she got more so in the Sentai series. But I do know that she did some voice acting early on. So I don't know. Maybe I'll look it up and I'll let you guys know. But yes, we have Medusa, a very, very chunky Medusa.
Yep. And she can fly, apparently.
Have you not played Castlevania?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Oh yeah, no, Medusa heads can fly.
Yeah. Who says Medusa can't fly?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
Where-
Knuckles, he can only glide.
Yeah, way before like the Nintendo, the Famicom came into existence, we had flying Medusas. Before the times of the Belmonts and the Count. But yeah, talk about like just kind of like, again, a play-by-play of the Medusa kidnaps scientists but brainwashes the daughter to try to kill the scientist and the family, but also try to kill Gene Kisuke because he's getting involved and too close. For some reason, Gene Kisuke knew exactly what was going on, even though he had little to no interaction with the family or the girl.
Mm-hmm.
Plot, people.
Plot. Yep.
Just plot.
But I will say this. Interesting trap that they try to use, because now it's like, oh, we're gonna set up a trap for Kamen Rider X. As soon as he opens the door, a bomb will explode.
That's your trap.
Mm-hmm.
That's your trap.
Mm-hmm.
I know
not like Shocker or Destron has done it before.
I mean, I'm sure that Kevin McAllister wasn't even a thought in his father's head, but I'm like, get that kid involved if you're gonna do a trap with a door, because I was like, really? That's it? That's it? A bomb at the other side of the door? Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
I'm curious though, like, what is the likelihood of certain Kamen Riders surviving a Kevin McAllister booby trap house?
well, if the Wet Bandits couldn't do it, unless you're dealing with thighs and having his Excel form or something, most Kamen Riders are not the sharpest knives in the drawer. But even so, I mean, well, what am I talking about? Fives. Takumi wouldn't even use the Excel driver to get to Kevin that fast. He just would just ram through it and hope for the best.
Yeah, no, like he's just gonna make Otto Vajin do the whole thing for him.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's if he was actually smart. Okay,
I mean,
maybe Masato with the Fies gear did that.
Takumi, I love you, we do, but there were some decisions you made that I was like, and Masato, well, I just always wish his death no matter what.
Yeah. So. It's like, I want Masato to go through every single trap, but knowing him, he'll either make Otto Vajin go through spring every trap for him, and then he just walks in like without a care in the world, or he'll just use Side Bashers to just stomp the entire house like from jump.
Yep.
Yeah.
But regardless, I'm like, a bomb. Okay. Didn't work.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, Ryoko tries to release the girl because it's like, we agreed that the father would be the hostage. The girl has nothing to do with this. I'm like, Ryoko, now's not the best time for you to grow a conscience. You had 3 episodes to do that.
I mean, it really is like one of those like, okay, are you the villain or not, Ryoko? Because again, don't harm children, don't do this. You're not helping your case when you tried to kill Gene, when you tried to kill like all the adults or whatever. But a child, that's going too far. This is 70s tokusatsu. Killing a child is pretty much any given Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. I was like, wait, so you're gonna just like let her go and let her go to the cops? You already got her there, but I guess not. I guess no. We can't be assholes. Can't be assholes to kids.
Nope.
But the Kamen Rider saves the girl. I don't even remember her name, but anyway. And the battle ensues between Medusa and the Kamen Rider outside in the same gorge that they always happen to fight in. I'm like, we're not in the house. Oh, I'm sorry. The house blew up. The house literally blew up.
That's crazy.
I'm like, wait, you're telling me that small little bomb that you guys had behind the door, when you guys inside, blew up the entire house?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Was your job not to bring the scientist back to God and have him like be a recruit? But this bomb that you had pretty much would have killed all of you guys and the scientist.
Mm-hmm. Not thinking all the way through, are we?
All those snake heads on her head, and there's no
Not
brain.
a single brain in there.
Yeah, not a single brain. Because I'm like,
which is ironic considering the fact that the great leader of Shocker is literally a giant ball of snakes for a head.
yeah. Again, this is why I love Showa era shows, because hell, even in Godzilla and at the times of Godzilla and Ultraman, there were some things like, wait, you're telling me that you have this rocket the size of a pen or even my pinky finger, and you just shoot it up to the giant 100-foot tall kaiju, and that's able to blow its head off, but Ultraman couldn't kill it? Or Godzilla putting his tail in between his legs and then shooting himself like a rocket and flying through the air. God, these riders were really bad. Were really just hitting the stocky, and they didn't care. The levels of asinine, but just gold of like that. I wonder, did they? I mean, they must have had some foresight. They're going to be talking about this for years to come. I know they are. These are going to be the moments that every tokusatsu fan will think about. It's like Godzilla, Ultraman, Kamen Rider. You mean that show with like blah blah blah, where they have like these explosions that like it's like the size of a quarter, and it was able to blow up an entire house? Yeah. It's genius. No fucks given. Oh man. But yeah, ensuing the fight, and then Medusa flies. Kind of reminded me of Knuckles and Sonic, the game.
Yeah.
I actually did watch the new Sonic movie this past couple of days, and I actually did enjoy it. I also saw Nosferatu as well.
Oh.
Damn. But yeah, that kind of reminded me of that as the Medusa was flying around with her arms extended like that. I'm like, isn't that how Knuckles does it? Just gliding around?
Yeah, that's what I said. Like Knuckles.
Yeah. And this is a key moment, because this is the first time when the Kamen Rider does the kick, the monster actually falls back and explodes.
Yep.
The other monsters didn't do that. They just faded out or disappeared. No, here is the actual, well, not a fiery explosion, but just an explosion. And then cue the credits. It's like, our hero has beaten the Medusa. Now he continues on to find God to defeat them. What happened to the family and the young girl that you guys left?
Yeah, it's like they left us. Yeah, episode 3 and 4, they left us hanging with the oil tycoon or with the scientist family. It's like,
what happened to them? Are they in protective services? Did you find them like some? I mean, I know that they're well off. I mean, they should be. Do they have some type of safe house, or are they going to the police, to the government, and letting them know that there's an evil organization that is, possibly with a gentleman in a blue uniform and a Nazi helmet with a silver visor, talking with an S and saying, "Damn you, G.I. Joe!" No.
Got you, G.I. Joe.
No, you're not reporting this to the cops.
Nope.
You just left them on the side of the road.
I guess not.
I think I'm liking this show, because no joke. I'm like, typically we would have most now Kamen Riders would have that last 5 minutes to wrap it up, and then they go off, But I'm like, no, you wanted the action. That's all we're giving you. Yes. Oh, what a breath of fresh air. Next episode,
something important actually happens.
And again, the Greek mythology keeps on rolling, because we are dealing with the Cyclops.
Yes, we're going inside of Cyclops' cave, and only nobody can defeat him.
Only nobody can defeat him.
Get it? Because Odysseus.
Yeah. And we also, I believe we have a cameo here from a famous tokusatsu actor. Again,
Yes.
Who again, many of you probably don't know or do know this gentleman. Bless his heart.
Kobe Tachibana.
Yes. No.
He was the much like Ernie and Zordon in Power Rangers. Tachibana was the mentor for the last 2 seasons. Like he was a mentor for Takashi, for Hayato, for Shiro.
The actor's name was Akeiji Kobayashi. Bless his heart.
And he appeared in Lone Wolf and Cub Go to the River Styx.
Yeah, bless his heart. The man was born in 1930 and sadly passed away by lung cancer.
Yes, that's kind of why they had like a new mentor character in Sky Rider.
But oh my god, he died on my birthday.
Oh snap!
Holy crap! August 27th, 1996. I was a little 8-year-old boy at that point. His last appearance in a tokusatsu property was, I believe, the Godzilla versus Mothra Battle for Earth with Batra. He was in that movie, and then he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
This man literally is a legend. Kobayashi-san is a legend. He originally was the leader of the Special Patrol Space Unit in Ultraman. As you said, he was the mentor for Kamen Rider and for V3. He is now in this show. He has been in Godzilla. He has been in Sentai. The man was literally...
He was in both Amazon and Stronger later on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could even say that, like, much like how like you have the Zordon period in Power Rangers, you had the Tachibana period in Kamen Rider, where like
there was the Tachibana era. Like the man was literally a legend in and of itself. He even was in he was in Gamera 2, Attack of Legion.
Yeah. So he stumbles onto a shocker. I mean, Destron. I mean, a Government of Darkness plot in order to kidnap children and turn them into GOD combatants, I guess.
Now we are attacking the children. We are taking, again, these are not like kids between the ages of like 10 and 12. These are not teens. These are not young adults. These are little itty bitty children with the yellow bucket hats that you see going to primary school or kindergarten. Little itty bitty children. Yep. The worst type of offense that anyone could do is attack the children.
Yep, and of course, Tachibana encounters Key Skits. Like, wait, how'd you know I was singing in the shower? Oh, I have weirdly good hearing. You're a cyborg, aren't you? It's like what? Yeah, you're working for Destron. What's Destron? Oh yeah, that's right. Destron is gone. I forgot. Never mind. Anyways, I saw something weird going on with a bunch of children. I'm gonna go check it out. And then we see Ryoko now in like a black leather jacket, trying to lure Tachibana into the cave. Well, it's actually a tunnel, but it may as well be a cave because it's a Cyclops.
I'm like, so did Tachibana retire to like work at a bar or own a bar now?
He kind of always had a bar.
I mean, well, again, it's been a while since I've seen the original Kamen Rider, but I was like, so where's Takashi? Where's V3? Where are they at? Well, we can't have them on this yet.
You will learn soon enough.
Yeah, we gotta get this new guy. We gotta get this new kid to do it. All right.
Yeah.
But again, the old man, something suspicious when you see a white autobus go into a tunnel and hear the scream of a woman, only for it to come out through the end with no one inside.
Yep. So Tachibana wants to investigate, but Ryoko's there. It's like, help! It's like, I'll help you, lady. And of course, naturally, our boy Kisuke intervenes. Ryoko, what are you doing here? And naturally, they get into a fight. Tachibana wakes up, and who does he see? Kiriko.
You know what? They saved a lot of money in in acting and in using props, because I swear to God, I'm like, we have seen this. I wonder if Nyako got paid double for this. The workload she must have gone through to portray
Play
two
these two
characters,
characters, yeah.
and also the costume changes. I'm like, getting out of that leather outfit is not easy.
Especially with the way they change her hair up.
Oh yeah, no, she has that really like, it's not a perm, but it's kind of.
She looks like Four from Austin Powers.
I would have said like it kind of looks like the Platter sisters, like kind of like that kind of doo-wop kind of Bob looking type of look, you know?
Yeah. But when Tachibana wakes up and sees Kiriko, you got the like Kiriko's original basic perm that she always had for the last 5 episodes.
Yeah. But again, here's the so let us talk about the Kaijin in this episode, the Cyclops.
Mm-hmm. He's a bus driver.
It's the bus driver. Like, you couldn't make it more creepier. But the fact that I'm not one to criticize, especially in this era, like character designs of monsters or kaijus or anything like that, because I mean, what we have now is no much better. They just know how to sculpt them better. I actually do kind of like that this Cyclops is kind of grotesque and kind of pustule. You know, he's not like just some guy with like one eye.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like a man.
Which put a pin on that in a later season.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I will say Medusa, not the greatest look I saw. Heracles, unless you told me that was supposed to be Hercules, I wouldn't have been able to tell you, because I'm just like, it looks just like any generic like Beast Man or whatever. Someone call He-Man.
Yeah, like it almost looks like that giant monkey monster from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers season 2 when they held up that mirror.
Yeah. You know, it's just like, but and even Neptune, I was like, well, yeah. I mean, it looks like a fish. It kind of looks like a relicanth. So I mean, that's so far. So far, Neptune and Cyclops are possibly the better monsters that we had. Hell, even like the demon, the pan flute. I guess the faunus. It's not the cedar, I guess. Not bad, but I still get the Cyclops and Neptune literally have the best vote for best character designs in terms of Kaijin so far, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're gonna get a little crazy once we get to the second arc.
Oh boy. But yeah, the Greek mythology just keeps on going, because this Cyclops has flashy laser eyes that just disintegrate people or teleport them. I don't know.
Yeah. So, and what's interesting is that much like how Panic had a chicken.
Did you notice with the Cyclops when he's fighting Jin, like when they went into the tunnel, but then came out, that he's wearing V3's boots and pants?
Yeah. That was kind of odd.
Did you know? I'm like, did they just raid the V3 costume and just put the toga and the Cyclops? Okay, because I'm like, those boots are surprisingly red and green leggings. I'm like, that's V3's bottoms.
No, absolutely. Yeah, and what's crazy is, much like how Pan used a chicken to communicate with the government of darkness, Cyclops uses a football. Remember how the very last season we had a movie dedicated to football?
If you're asking what I'm drinking, it's Peiko Sweat. It's like the Japanese Gatorade, but I don't need anything to enjoy this series because I'm like, you know, we had a tiki, we had a chicken, we had like a football. A literal football is what is being used to communicate to this kaijin.
Imagine if some random kid saw the football and just like took it. It's like, mommy, I found a football. Let's play. Okay, son.
This
Maybe
was why
I'll
I
become a
was
superhero that
excited.
uses football to fight evil monsters. That's ridiculous, child.
This is why I was excited to go to the Showa era. And I know like some people asked me, well, you were going to go there with Amazon. Why didn't you? But then you made him spin and you went to Gaim. I was like, you know what? We did that for a glitch. But now that we're here, it's no man's land, okay? The rules, all the settings, everything like that. Like I said, these were the people that also made Godzilla versus Hedorah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I love Hedorah. I love that movie. Don't ever watch it on any substances. Go in completely and then judge for yourself. Because, man, what were they on? And I'm like, again, did they just in the writer's room, just what could we use as the communication device? What's laying around? What's laying around?
Oh, a can of energy drink.
This Hamtaro Godzilla vinyl.
A pack of sticky notes.
Let's see what else. Oh, to keep with our thing, a plastic beetle.
Oh, a custom Yu-Gi-Oh wig.
What else? What else do we have? What else do we have? Oh, just to be the weeb, a Q pop socket of Lum from from other Inuyasha property.
A Pokemon card. A single Pokemon card.
What else? What else?
Oh, a bottle of water.
The Zong.
Let's see.
What else? What else?
A T-shirt.
Someone's sock, Just what on earth?
Whatever. A jury duty summons. I'm not gonna bring it with me because
it's like, what were they on when they were just that's the communication device. It's very technologically hide it among common things, but holy crap. And also when they're done using them or they're done, they explode.
Oh, a bottle cap.
The tiki exploded, the chicken exploded. I'm like,
do we at least get some Jollibee out of it at least?
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
So maybe some karage. I don't know. But yeah, go figure. But yeah, so Sensei wakes up and of course sees Keiko, but kind of yells at Jean because it's you didn't tell me that you were blah, 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 and you're reckless and this and that. But Jean kind of okay, you want to know the truth? You want to know who I am? I'll tell you who I am. I'm the hero of this story. I'm the new Kamen Rider. I am Kamen Rider X.
I am him. He is me. He and I are all together.
You'd think Tachibana would be Cue Danny Glover. God damn, I'm getting too old for this. No,
he gets all fanboyish. Excelsior! Another Spider-Man! I can't believe my eyes, ladies and gentlemen.
I kind of was I was literally thinking, again, if this was just like the Heisei versus Showa movie, it's like, you know, these old writers would have like they told Kota and Takumi and everyone else, get out, blah, you're all like trash and garbage, like except for X, who kind of, well, again, Fies is not a gimmick writer. God bless his soul. But you know, again, any old like characters that come back, you'd think like, hey, you know, kind of, you know, not to talk about Star Wars, but it's like what happened at, you know, the Last Jedi in the first 5 minutes of that godforsaken.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what these writers now, or even like a writer from like 5 years ago meeting the new writer would do. It's like, wait, you're X-Aid, you're Ghost, you're like, you can teach me. Fuck that, man. I'm done with that crap. Do you know what I went through? You know what I had to go through? It's like, no, I'm not. Like, it isn't until they finally got their legs pulled that they did it. But here's Tachibana-san being the badass that he is.
Mm-hmm. He's actually helping.
He's actually helping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of course, like he like disguised himself as a random truck driver who took a wrong turn, and he ends up inside the Cyclops' base just in time to watch the kids get frozen to death. I was frozen today.
So, what exactly are they doing with these kids, or planning on doing with the kids?
They want to freeze them and turn them into God combatants.
You want to turn them into rejected Cal Arts students?
Yes. Yes, and then freaking X shows up to save them. Good for them. But then it's revealed. Oh wait, and also he even saves them off screen too.
Yep.
Yeah, and then like Ryoko finally reveals, that's right, I was a member of the government of darkness the whole time. And I'm like, wait, Kisuke really? Did not know this for 4 episodes?
You don't say. Also, did you not get like massive Boys on Pleasure Island from Pinocchio vibes when the people were ripping the kids out of the cells? You know? I'm like, put some donkey ears on these kids and it's straight out of Pinocchio.
Yep. So we just have yet another typical fight against the Cyclops. He gets Rider kicked, and he has to get Rider kicked a couple of times, actually.
Oh, yeah, he took it. He literally did.
Yeah. And what's funny is how, like, what's really funny is how, going back to the Hercules one, it's like, oh, Hercules mysteriously disappeared when X kicked him, but then it's like, oh, he knows where he really is, because it's like, oh yeah, no, you only pretended to fall in a white car, but you secretly rolled over right as I was about to kick. I'm like, that doesn't make much sense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we save the kids, we defeat the Cyclops, Tachibana joins the crew, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We still don't know what happened with Kiriko. We still don't know anything about Kiriko, but we now know Ryoko is with Government of Darkness, which you'd think we would have figured out by now by using common sense. And that's the 5 episodes.
All 5 right there. I love it.
It was definitely a gas.
This is the type of stuff that, it really is a thing about, like, that's what people used to rag on us back in the day. If you said that you were a fan of like Godzilla movies or like anything from the Showa era, because again, it was the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
You were like laughed at. You were like, you mean those dumb movies from Japan that blah, like what the hell's all that? Like, yeah, but guess what? That's what the stigma was, but it's also gold at the same time. You ever just go back and watch those old movies? There's the Americanized version, then there's the Japanese, or even the Japanese. You're like, what? This is exactly what it is, because again, nonsensical writing. The story is just the hero must save the day. There's no gimmicks. You know, your love interest could be your support or your death. Your parents don't have to like you, and the hero does actually die but gets brought back. No, he did die.
Mm-hmm.
They built him, made him faster, stronger, and all for less than 1,000 yen.
Mm-hmm.
But again, 1,000 yen back in the 70s was a lot of money. So again, it's just fun that you watch and just like, bro, this is stupid, but you're enjoying yourself, right?
Yeah.
There's meme-worthy material here.
Oh,
This is basically what your voice actors and actresses, your future creators of manga and anime grew up watching. You know, like everyone knew. I mean, everyone knew Ultraman and Kamen Rider. This was at the time that Michiko Sona, who was married to the creator of Hunter x Hunter, got her inspiration for Sailor Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Akira Toriyama was literally doing Dragon Ball at the time and watching the Kamen Riders and then the Sentais. We would later get the Ginyu Force, the Red Ribbon Army. It was all because of this stuff that, again, you may think is dumb, and it's like, wow, I'm not gonna like this. If I enjoyed it, you're gonna like this. All right, I could just sit here and I could rake on it all night, but then I'd be like, you know what? I love it. I really do. I really do. I just episodic, to the point. Next episode.
Yeah. It's a lot more power bingeable. You know, like generally speaking, like I would not recommend people to power binge shows just because it's like I want you to be able to take the time to enjoy it. But if you're on a time crunch, like say for example, you have to finish an entire season of Showa Kamen Rider in 3 days, so you could make a 1-minute video discussing it for its 50th anniversary or soon to be 55th anniversary. You know, power binging is a very useful, though very exhausting skill to have. And the thing about episodic shows like X, that it's easy to power binge. Like honestly, it's a miracle I managed to watch all 54 episodes of Sky Rider in 3 days.
Like pretty much a I don't give a damn day. But again, these shows are just that. You know, it kind of reminds me, even as a kid watching the original Power Rangers.
There's a charm to it.
There was no, like, well, I guess, but there wasn't much of a story. It's like the heroes show up and fight and save the day and tune in next week, but there's morals involved. Yeah, so pretty much, you know, as of right now, I'm enjoying it, and there's more to come. There's more shenanigery to come. So let's follow the adventures of Kisuke Jin and his supposed crazy love life and his daddy issues.
Yeah, and I remember watching this for the first time, and I saw a few episodes back when it was on Crunchyroll, but I never really got around to watching the full season. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of the Showa season, I had to like really watch like 4 years ago when we were actually doing the whole 50th anniversary thing. So I literally had to watch a season a week, starting with the original Kamen Rider, working my way up. Yes, I've already watched all the Heisei seasons beforehand, but I haven't watched all of the Showa seasons yet at that point.
Some people will be like, it's old, I don't want to watch it because
and it's harder to find, but it's like
you don't know what
because you're not putting the effort.
Yeah, you can find it. I did. Yeah. And I was like, well, you know what? Some of my favorite kaiju movies come from the Showa era.
Yeah.
You know? So what would be the problem of watching a TV show from hell? I watched Ultraman and Ultra 7 and Ultra Leo and Ultra Brothers, and I'm like, that's fine. So
Plus, even if Showa was as bad as you claim it to be, like think of it this way: sometimes you need a palate cleanse to like watch one of the bad seasons just to remind yourself of how good the better seasons were.
If you wish for stories and whatnot, well, yeah, there's stories here, but it's not like Gimes or Build's like level of story where it's like episodic. You know, I'm not sure if we will have references to the Cyclops or to Medusa later on, but with the characters that we are focused on, Jin Kisuke, Ryoko, Kayoko, Tachibana-san, and everyone, like those are our focus, you know. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you know, sometimes we need a bit of that simplicity. Like it takes it's a nice break from like everything we went through in Guy, and we're like we had so many characters, so many factions of villains, the gimmick toys, form changes, movies, and specials. And by the way, X had technically 2 movies, but the first movie was basically a theatrical version of episode 3. It's literally the same thing, but on a big screen. So technically, today we did one of the Kamen Rider X movies. No, like for some reason, like that was like a big thing, like they did back then, where it's like they would take one episode of the show and play it on the big screen and call it a movie. Like the very first Kamen Rider movie, period, was literally a theatrical version of episode 13 of 1971's Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider Amazon the movie was literally just episode 16 of Amazon. And I know there's gonna be like plenty of other seasons where like they did that. Now, of course, Kamen Rider versus Ambassador Hell, that was a proper film, good. And just like here, we do have a proper movie, but we'll get to that on our 6th video out of 8 total. That's right, only 8 videos total. There's only 35.
Let's just enjoy the ride, folks.
Yeah. All right. So, what score would you give these 5 episodes?
Oh my god! If you turn your brain off and just watch, which that's literally what you're doing, you know, they're 8s. They're all solid 8s because again, we get to see Jin, we get to see him come in, we get to see him become the Kamen Rider, his relationships and whatnot. God, it's still kind of up in the air what exactly they're trying to do or what is exactly their plan because, well, if you're going to kill the people that you're going to try to recruit, then what's the point in recruiting them? I mean, also, it's like, why are we not like, you know, well, yeah, you're going to kill them regardless because, again, you're a secret evil organization that doesn't want anyone to know about them. But your main focus is Japan, not America, not the European nations or Russia or anywhere else.
Or Africa.
It's Japan. Just Japan. Okay. That's all that matters. Yeah, no, it's an 8. And again, I give it a high 8 because again, it's one of those things that you could just like watch and enjoy and just feel like I am very much entertained here. So
yeah, I would say episode 1's more of a 10 for me because it did a great job introducing us to the main character, but then it makes like a hard dive bomb in the 2nd episode because they're like, you made this entire base just to blow it up in the next episode.
I feel sorry for the child. Your father would rather be dead than take care of you. Damn, that is tragic. What a complete jackass.
Yeah, so and you can say the same thing in Dragon Ball Z. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that, but you know, it's true. Your dad would rather be dead.
Yeah. Your dad would rather be dead than to raise you. You know?
Yeah.
So there you go. See, no show, no series is perfect. And again, I did find it very like what the F when the base blew up, but I was like, well, you know, a Kamen Rider doesn't have a base of operations, not yet.
Not typically.
But you know.
But it's like, why even build the base if you're gonna blow it up the next episode?
Well, we had to show off the bike somehow. The bike just
Yeah.
couldn't be there for the sake of being there.
Yeah, and yeah, episodes 3 and 4, they're all right, you know, they're episodic. They had little moments here and there, but like just like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, they're episodes that you could honestly skip. Like I was like mentally tallying all the episodes of Power Rangers while I was driving home today, and it occurred to me that in the first 40 episodes of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, only 17 of them are actually like mandatory watch. Like the rest is all filler. And if you include the 20 episodes after that for the complete 60 episode run, you have a total of 21 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of 60. That's a lot of filler, guys.
And yet they want to say it's not, but it is.
Yeah. So, you know, I can respect that. Given that the show is 35 episodes, I think only like about 17 of them are like non-filler. But hey, you know, that's a better ratio than Power Rangers, all things considered.
Yeah.
But yeah, episode 5 definitely much better. I give it a 9 because we introduced Tachibana. We get more development with Ryoko, and yeah, our guy kicks butt. So let's see what the comments have to say.
What do the people have to say?
It feels weird how episodic the season is. Well, compared to the last 2 seasons we did,
we have done sagas. We have literally done the Odysseys in the past few. This is just, it's a nice breath of fresh air because you don't have to write down and remember every. Wait, do you remember what happened in episode 15? Because now we're on 40 and they're referencing what was happening 30 episodes ago.
Yeah.
It's like,
even with Gaia, it's like, thank God, like they give us like a clip at the beginning to cue us where in the story it takes place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, otherwise, I know Steve especially would be lost because it's like, when did Kaido come back?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I have a very good attention span, but well, anyone can get lost and just like, wait, what? And when did that? Oh, yeah. But you have to refresh my mind.
And I watched it back in the Crunchyroll days.
Yeah, Crunchyroll, what happened? You used to be cool.
Yeah, but then you decided to go legit, so everyone quit. And yes, I skipped to episode 26. Oh, geez. No.
Oh, so you went straight there. You went straight there, good sir. You're one of them.
You're one of them. You're like, I can tell. If you skip to episode 26, we know you were watching TG Omega.
Yeah, look. That's probably the reason why people watch this show or even bother to even know Kamen Rider X, because it's like, you dare have the balls to
make this particular kaijin.
But again, it's like, well, with their history, I'm like, yes. But isn't it kind of weird that they did, and it's like, and there's like 2 episodes to that? It's like, yeah,
actually, it's just 1 episode.
Well, 1, yeah. But it's like,
it feels like it should have been 2 episodes.
But again, it's kind of like, you know, well, such a being, if we lived in a perfect world, would have been like the semi-end boss, you know? But thank God it wasn't. But it's always nice to see some type of historical figures in your tokusatsu show.
Yeah, like Ant Capone and Genghis Condor.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, some of the kaijin designs are actually a lot more clever, but then you have this one in particular, which we will get to when we get to it.
Well, I know some people are like, why aren't you saying it? We already know. And I'm like,
we already know. We just don't want to be demonetized. Well, we're not monetized to begin with, but we don't want to be proverbially demonetized for saying its name.
That don't know yet. I know you guys know, and good for you, but there are many who are watching who don't. So
yeah. I also watched X and Amazon and Crunchyroll back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, the good old days when they had all the Toko and all the live action dramas and everything like that. It wasn't just
They even had a Japanese dub of High School Musical 2.
Yeah, no, it was great. Crunchyroll was like, I mean, you didn't feel like a weeb watching
It was like
Crunchyroll.
a Japanese YouTube for weebs.
YouTube, but it's like now it's like, oh, Crunchyroll, you go, you know, you probably
it's like you had to pay $15 a month to watch the latest episode of One Piece.
So you guys, you know, you watch it dubbed. You're such a noob. Shut up.
That was before subs, and then it's like, but wait, you have to read it from right to left, so it's subs before
Watch
dubs.
them in the dub. It's damn good.
Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, Gridman.
Yup.
Haiki the Kaijin from X had amazing designs. Well, except one. You know the one.
You know, they got the face kind of there.
Yeah.
You know?
And
but
the chest.
But again, like, this was at the time that, again, you know, the Kaijin were very, there was a lot of creativity with Kaijin back then, you know? Not like now.
Yeah, the costume quality might not have been as good, but the creativity of the designs was there.
Great, but the creativity was there. And imagine if you were to do that now. But now when you have, like, you know, a Kamen Rider or a Power or a Sentai, they usually follow a theme. And depending on, like, you know, I mean, as far as I can, like, look back at like the series we've done, other than like the Fangires, build was very vanilla with the Smash, and we didn't even focus on them that much or ever after, like, you know, we
after about the first arc,
Kiva was all about the Fangires, and again, there you go. The Orphanox, while interesting in their own way, they were very bland, very, you know, I mean, a flat color, and, you know, unless you actually knew.
I appreciate the flat color, considering that it's like, you know, given like the name. You know, but it's like, but like any other season, like that would not have flown very well design wise.
Even Gaim with the Invis, I mean, they only had like 8. And then afterwards, we didn't even focus on them anymore. It's not about
the only time I really like the Invis designs is when we did see, you know, the Byakuya, Seiryu, Genbu, and Suzaku together, like all 4 of them together, like individually.
They're bland as hell.
Yeah, they're like very uninteresting monsters. Well, except for Byakuya, because it's freaking Byakuya. But the others, it's like they only look interesting because all 4 of them together. It's like that scene from How I Met Your Mother, where Barney mentions the cheerleader effect, where it's like that group of girls look attractive only because they're together, but if you look at them one at a time, it's like you see all these like physical defects, and then one of them is just straight up Jason Segel in a wig.
Yeah. But this was the era of creativity, and I love it. I love seeing it, and you know, it gives me the warm fuzzies to see the creativity of Kaijin. You know, because again, I feel like it's a lost art now, because we're now focusing on Rider versus Rider in terms of evil organizations or something coming after the Kamen Rider. You know, it's now Rider versus Rider instead of, you know, and that's what sucks. That's what sucks. It sells toys, but
happy to see you guys again. Love the humor. Hey, you know, first podcast of the year, guys.
Thank you.
First podcast of the year. Man, I miss TJ Omega. Yeah, I more so miss the actual video top 10 WTFs of Kamen Rider. But no, I will say this. TJ did make a really good case in defense of Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, because that show was getting a lot of hate for a hot minute. He was there to defend it, now in the zeitgeist, everyone suddenly loves
Look,
him. Like, bro, I've been a Kilocon fan since the beginning.
Look, you know what? The minute that you say that Tim Curry is in something, and I kind of asked this question: how did you not know Tim Curry was Kilo Khan? Tim Curry didn't even like change his voice; it was literally Frankenfurter talking.
Yeah, yeah.
And
He also did the audio for the series of unfortunate events on Audible.
I mean,
which by the way, hearing Tim Curry do the voice of Count Olaf.
It should have been a thing.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not Count Olaf. I'm God, I forgot the dude's name from the I forgot the dude's name from the reptile room. Hold on, give me 1 second.
I would, and again, you want to know why everyone just focuses on Power Rangers. They don't remember the other Toko shows that were around.
Oh, Stefano, that's his name. I'm Stefano.
The thing
not
is,
Count Olaf.
Is you know what? Why on earth did you rag on Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, and yet Power Rangers was doing the exact same thing?
And and also props to Cyber Squad. At least it tried to do its own thing. You know what was an actual ripoff of Power Rangers? Tattoo Teenage Alien Fighters. Tattoo Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills. That was blatantly ripped off from Power.
Yeah, you're right. But again, it's like, everyone wants to compare, that's just a ripoff. It's kind of like back in the day when people would say Digimon was the poor man's Pokemon. And I'm like, dude, Digimon talk.
Pokemon were capsule toys while Digimon were V-Pets.
I mean, it's literally like, you can't compare the two. You can't. One
Apples
is
and oranges. Yeah. Like
market,
if anything, blame the marketing. They thought if they just shorten it to Mon at the end, it's like, oh, people are gonna
they'll put the parallels, but it's like
they're gonna look for the parallels and think, oh, this is like Pokemon. Let's give it a check out. But
I will say
that it backfired because now it's like, oh, you're ripping off Pokemon.
Yeah,
even though they weren't.
Look, the example is Pal World, and I don't see it. I really don't. But again, the last thing I will say about Cyber Squad was, look, man, they did it. It lasted, although just like with Power Rangers, they should have stopped instead of making or repeating episodes just to make it go longer. That's where I feel they made the mistake. Other than that,
well, they had 40 episodes.
Yeah. Well, no, they extended it more in America. Like, remember, we have Zoo 2 footage. Cyber Squad did the same thing. They actually repeated or took parts, they edited the episodes, but only took this much and left the rest on the cutting room film, only for them to repeat it again. And it's like, wait, didn't we fight this monster already? It's back. I'm like, that's the problem. But again, teenagers, high school, and Japanese sci-fi situations.
Oh wow, you're right. It got extended to 53 episodes.
Yeah. So don't be throwing stones in a glass house if you're a Power Rangers fan knocking on Cyber Squad. Next question.
All right. Okay, last comment of the night. It always comes down to football.
Yeah. It's a global sport.
Watch the football. It's going to move. It's football. If you guys enjoy watching us talk about the football, please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon. Stay notified for our latest videos. That's right, baby. We are back. 2025, new year, new seasons. Just like the next time on Power Rangers clip in Lost Galaxy episode 15. It's like new villains, new vehicles, new swords. What's going to happen next? Find out in 3 months while we go on hiatus. No, but we're not hiatusing. We are here. We're here. Yeah, no, we only got 2 more episodes of Ultraman. And then we're going to go back to some old seasons of Ultraman. And once we're done with X, which is a shorter season, we're going to do more Kamen Rider. Will it be another Showa season?
We'll spin the wheel to see what we have next.
Yeah.
But not for
yeah, it's a little early to spin it because we just spun it earlier. but it is appropriate. We finished the year with the Kamen Rider God. We start the year with Kamen Rider X. So we do Ultraman arc on Mondays, but not this week because it's a recap special, just like it was a couple of weeks ago. But it will be back the following Monday. And of course, we got new episodes of Kamen Rider Gav on Wednesday and Bakuage Sentai Boom Boom on Thursday because there's a new Kamen Rider in town, Gav, and some old Rangers coming back in Boom Boomgers. So
did you all see that post of the edit that was going around? That one that's very adult for a Boom Boomer to put on TV, you know? Yeah. And people believed it was actually real. I was like, no.
Yeah. So with that in mind, yes. And of course, on Sundays, we are doing more Kamen Rider X. And also we uploaded some new interviews for Power Morphicon. We got Davi Santos, aka Sir Ivan of Zanda, aka the Dino Charge Gold Ranger. We have that one up. We're going to upload a few more in a hot minute, so stick around for those. Also, check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we've done various movie reviews. We don't have a specific lineup just yet, but we will soon enough. Stick around to it. And, actually, I think I have an idea on what movie to do. Probably. Maybe. We'll think about it. And of course, if you want to follow our personal content, where can the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, and by jury I mean the fans, find you?
You know where I'm at, guys. Always on IG. Thank you for all the comments and all the you send. Much love. And I'm hoping you all got my Christmas replies, because I did get a couple Christmas cards while we were on break. So thank you.
Yeah. And you can find me on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto and on Twitch and on twitch.tv/BokenKabuto. And starting next week, I'm gonna try to start Twitch streaming again. You know, it's been a hot minute since I've done Mega Man Battle Work. I need to finish that. So here I am. I'm gonna try to finish that for you guys. And with all that said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Happy January, happy 2025. It's good to see you all again. And make sure, until next time, you stay safe, stay hydrated, update your emergency kits, hug your loved ones, and we'll see you again next time. Goodbye.